Good morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and call the April 7, 2015 School Land Board meeting to order. Before we do so, I wanted to welcome a few guests. First, Augustine Hernandez with Capitan Energy joins us from New Mexico. We also have three representatives from Harbor Master with Aransas County Navigation District. Thank you for coming out. And with that, we'll go ahead and start with our agenda. Items 4 and 8 have been pulled from the agenda. And before we get into the consent agenda, we'll need to approve the minutes. Since it's the two of us, I'll go ahead and move to approve those minutes, but I'll need a... I'll mention that after. Yeah, I was going to mention after the minutes. So with that, the motion is made, seconded, and carried unanimously to approve those minutes. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda as posted, but staff has advised me that item number 2A2 has been pulled from the agenda at the request of the operator. And so after you've had a chance to take a look at that consent agenda, we can receive a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Seconded and carried unanimously to approved. Just to reiterate, 2A2 was pulled from that consent agenda. Items number 3 through 10 will be held in executive session. The Land Board will enter executive session pursuant to Chapter 551, Subchapter D, Section 551, Tech 071 of the Texas Government Code for discussion and consideration regarding pending or contemplated litigation and/or settlement offers, or to seek or receive attorney advice or counsel related to items 3 through 10, with the exception of items 4 and 8 on the docket in subsection 551 Tech 072 for the discussion and consideration concerning the purchase, sale, exchange, lease, or value of real property related to items 3 through 10, with the exception of 4 and 8 on the docket. Following the executive session, we'll reconvene in open session to complete today's agenda. The open session of the March 17, 2015 School Land Board meeting will resume. At this time, we'll take up item number 10 to allow Rusty Martin to depart a little bit earlier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, for the record, I'm Rusty Martin, Director of PSF Investments and Chief Investment Officer. Approval of this agenda item would constitute the approval of a co-investment by the GLO on behalf of the Permanent School Fund alongside NCAP Flat Rock Midstream Fund 3, LP, through a newly created co-investment structure called Capital Co-Investments 8, LLC. The IAC recommends that TexGlo co-invest up to $100 million alongside EFM 3 through Capital Co-Investments 8. For background purposes, the board currently has a $75 million commitment to EFM 1, $125 million commitment to EFM 2, and a $200 million commitment to EFM 3. All of which are closed-end, commingled funds sponsored by NCAP Flat Rock Midstream that focus on providing investment capital to the midstream sector of the North American independent energy industry. The board also has entered into several co-investment arrangements with NCAP Flat Rock over the past several years. EFM has recently identified a very attractive investment opportunity in the midstream space that requires capital in addition to the maximum amount that can be committed by EFM 3. Therefore, it has solicited a select group of interested potential co-investment partners from within the pool of EFM 3 limited partners to participate in the transaction. NCAP Flat Rock reps initially presented details of the proposed co-investment to staff in early February, and then due diligence materials were subsequently made available to staff and the Townsend Group for review and analysis. Following the completion of the initial due diligence process by staff, EFM representatives then made a detailed presentation to the IAC and Townsend on March 31st of this year, which was preceded by a due diligence call with interested potential co-investment partners and the management team on March 30th. In conjunction with this review and analysis, staff and the IAC have determined that the proposed co-investment fits within the framework of the TexGlo PSF Real Assets Investment Policy Statement and is in the best interest of the Permanent School Fund. Therefore, the IAC is recommending that the School Land Board approve a co-investment of up to $100 million in the proposed transaction alongside EFM 3 through Capital Co-Investments 8 LLC, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
So moved.
I'll go ahead and second the motion. The motion is made, seconded, and carried unanimously to approve item number 10.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rusty. Next item on the agenda is number 3.
Good morning, Chairman, members. Excuse me. David Land of the Legal Services Division. This is agenda item 3, consideration and possible action on the request of Aransas County Navigation District for approval of the exchange of approximately 2.563 acres of land with Rockport Harborfront LP, Rockport Harbor, Aransas Bay, Aransas County. GLO staff recommends approval of the resolution approving the proposed land exchange as authorized by 61.117F of the Texas Water Code based on the terms and conditions as discussed in executive session. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Good. So moved.
Seconded. Motion is made, seconded, and carried unanimously to approve item number 3. Next item is number 5 on the agenda.
Robert Zoll Asset Management. This agenda item is the consideration of possible action on an application to purchase excess acreage, file number BEXB 000569 in Gillespie County, Texas. Staff recommends approval of this disposition of PSF land under the attached terms and exhibits and as presented in the executive session as being in the best interest of the Permanent School Fund.
So moved.
The motion is seconded. Motion is made, seconded, and carried unanimously to approve item number 5. Next item on the agenda is number 6.
Good morning. Amber Long, Asset Management. Staff recommends approval of the disposition of tax foreclosure land per the terms discussed in closed session as being in the best interest of the state. Do you have any questions?
None at this time.
So moved.
Motion is seconded. Motion is made, seconded, and carried unanimously to approve item number 6. Next item on the agenda is number 7.
Good morning, Russell May with Asset Management. Staff is recommending to the SLB the approval of the disposition of PSF land located in Travis County, Texas, under the terms and conditions presented to the board and being in the best interest of the state or the PSF. Are there any questions?
No. So moved.
Motion is seconded and carried unanimously to approve item number 7. Item number 8 has been pulled from the agenda, so the next item is number 9.
Russell May with Asset Management. Staff is recommending to the SLB to approve additional funding for the approved 2015 budget associated with this partnership located in Galveston County, Texas, under the terms and conditions as presented to the board and being in the best interest of the state and the PSFs. Are there any questions?
None at this time.
So moved.
Motion is made, seconded, and carried unanimously to approve item number 9. There being no further business before the School Land Board, this meeting is adjourned.